But at the end of the day, it is like I said, put the fight on.
Hey, Wack, hey, yo, hey, this shit easy, nigga. Hey, all I'm talking about, nigga, I'm still out here trying to get it. Contender Regime Boxing, checking back in with y'all, man. What's good? It's fight week, man. We got Devin the Dream Haney versus Jose Ramirez. Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero, Teofimo Lopez versus Arnold Barboza Jr. And I think that fight right there is going to be one of them ones. As far as action for that night, and it's going to be on Friday in the middle of Times Square. I typed in the ChatGPT the logistics of how this fight is going to work. I asked the question like, logistically, how is this shit going to work? You know what I'm saying? And it was just fascinating to think about and kind of wrap my mind around this fight being out in the open in the middle of Times Square, attracting 500,000 people. You know what I'm saying? In New York City, like all of the things that go into putting this shit together with collaborations from the New York State Boxing or Athletic Commission, with the police department, with all of the local businesses around and in and around Times Square. And the fact that it's only going to be, I think, about 300 seats that's going to be available for invite-only guests, and then everybody else is going to be standing around and just spectating. This shit is going to be crazy. You feel what I'm saying? So you got three bona fide attractions in Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, and Teofimo Lopez. I believe the Lopez and Barboza Jr. fight is going to be first. That's a great opening fight because I think that's going to be the more action-packed fight. And then you got Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia closing. I think the most competitive fight, I would say, is going to be Lopez and Barboza Jr., right? And then you got the closing fight with Garcia and Romero, which is going to be action-packed. Somebody going to get knocked out. But in the middle, I think you have the fight that everybody coming to see, the performance that everybody coming to see, which is Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez. I think this is the more technical fight. You know what I'm saying? I think it's the more anticipated fight because everybody want to see what Devin Haney looks like on his return, right? Has he gotten better? He's been saying, I watched the Grand Arrivals. He's been saying, look, y'all about to see a new and improved Devin Haney. He pretty much had a year worth of a camp to get his mind right, get back refocused, work on the things that he lacked, supplement those mistakes and those lapses in skill, right, and strategy, the things that we saw him struggle with versus Ryan Garcia. We saw him struggle with some things in the Jorge Linares fight. We saw him struggle with some things in the Jojo Diaz fight on the back end. These are all things that I feel like Devin Haney really was able to look into the mirror and take into account. All right, man, I got to go ahead and lock down on keeping my right hand up when I throw my jab. I got to lock down on staying defensively responsible when I'm trying to get aggressive in times. And then I also got to lock down on knowing when to be aggressive and when to use my bicycle and fight off of the back foot, man, and keep a guy at bay. You know what I'm saying? I think a level of focus for Devin Haney is going to be heightened in this fight versus Jose Ramirez. And with the style that Ramirez is bringing, being a junkyard dog and being rugged, when they asked Devin Haney, they threw, and they did this for the other fighters on the card too, but they just threw different fighters' names at him and they said, describe this fighter in one word. And when they brought up Jose Ramirez, Devin Haney's description of him was rugged. You know what I'm saying? So with Ramirez being a rugged guy, being a guy that's going to come at you, throwing body shots, throwing head shots, having a relentless offense, and being tough and rough on the inside, this is the perfect type of fight for Devin Haney to measure himself, measure the distance between where he was last year and where he is now, the improvement. How much better has he gotten?
You know what I'm saying? And I am super excited to see the maturation of Devin Haney in this fight. Now, keep in mind, y'all, we talking about an undisputed champion, 2 division champion. We talking about him getting better. You feel what I'm saying? We're talking about a guy who was already regarded as one of the most skilled fighters in the game, getting better, working on things. You can call it nitpicking at this point, but it's warranted with the last performance. Despite Ryan Garcia coming in overweight, despite him intentionally using PEDs to give himself an advantage, right? You still have to talk about the mistakes that was made in that fight. And so for us to look at that last performance, even considering all of the things that Devin Haney has accomplished in his young career at age 26, all of the nitpicking is warranted. You know what I'm saying? And I think from the outside looking in, this is something that should make Devin Haney better. And just listening to him speak in recent interviews, watching him work out, I get a sense that he's been able to soak all this shit in and use it as fuel and motivation to get better. So I'm truly expecting to see a wonderful and impressive performance from Devin Haney. I do believe that Jose Ramirez is going to have a heightened level of confidence based off what he's seen in Devin Haney last fight. He's like, shit, I seen this motherfucker get hurt. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the first time we seen Devin Haney get hurt, you know, but we seen him go down. I seen him go down multiple times. I seen him visibly hurt in the ring. I seen him before the whole PED shit came out. I seen him take a loss, a perceived loss. You know what I'm saying? That's going to give a fighter like Jose Ramirez confidence, whereas prior to that, he probably would have been like, shit, man, Devin Haney finna come out here and box my socks off. You know what I'm saying? He going to be evasive. He going to be hard to hit. You feel what I'm saying? But now you seen this dude take a perceived loss. You seen him get dropped. Now Jose Ramirez thinking, I can do that same shit. I can replicate that. I can hurt Devin Haney. Jose Ramirez got power. And he got that junkyard dog type of style where he can try to corner you and let off his offensive arsenal. You know what I'm saying? Rough you up. He feel like he can do that to Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? And so that's going to be interesting as well. How does Devin Haney deal with Jose Ramirez, who was already a really good fighter, coming in with a heightened level of confidence? And then also not looking ahead to this fall because you got a rematch set up with Ryan Garcia, the guy that you really want to go and get your lick back on. You feel what I'm saying? It's so many different aspects and moving parts of Friday that's going to tell the tale of what's to happen going forward. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm excited about this fight. I wanted to know what y'all expect from Devin Haney on Friday. For me, I'm expecting Devin Haney to be very defensively responsible and sharp on offense as well. I'm expecting the Devin Haney we saw versus Regis Prograis. Not saying that it's going to be that exact same outcome in terms of the performance, but I'm expecting that level of focus, right? How sharp he was in that fight. Remember in the Regis Prograis fight where he dropped Regis and then hurt Regis again later on in the fight, a lot of people was like, damn, Devin Haney, you should have been more aggressive. You should have jumped on him. But Devin Haney was very focused and sharp and disciplined. He didn't overextend. You know what I'm saying? Now, contrary to that, in the Ryan Garcia fight, a guy who is even more dangerous than Regis Prograis, a bigger guy, you know what I'm saying, who was on drugs and overweight, you feel what I'm saying? Devin Haney was more aggressive in the Ryan Garcia fight. You know what I'm saying? He got hurt in the first fight, in the first round. Then he won like 4-5 rounds in a row, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I'm saying? Rounds 2 through 5, that was all Devin Haney rounds. And then he started in round 6, he started to just try to walk Ryan Garcia down, try to get super aggressive for no reason. You know what I'm saying? When he should have been boxing, you like, okay, Cool, I done pocketed 4-5 rounds. Let me get on my bicycle. I ain't finna knock this dude out for real. I know he wanted to punish him, but that was a lack of discipline. You know what I'm saying? And that was a miscalculation of the moment. He wasn't situationally aware at that time. You know what I'm saying? That was a miscalculation of the moment. If he was calculating that moment right and the temperature of the room at that time, he would have knew, look, man, this dude, he playing possum right now. He just trying to run me into another left hook. Let me just back off of him, you know, make him come to me, box, move, get to the decision. Easy W. At that point, you up 5-6-1. You know what I'm saying? 5 rounds to 1. But now he got overzealous. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do that versus Regis Progress. So I think in this fight, he gonna understand, all right, look, I gotta stay disciplined. I gotta be situationally aware. Dig what I'm saying? So y'all let me know what y'all think, man. How y'all think Devin Haney gonna approach this fight, man? I think Devin Haney gonna come out there, box, be smart, have accurate shots, don't waste no punches, don't throw punches when they don't need to be punches thrown. You know what I'm saying? Be defensive. You know what I'm saying? Have a good balance between offense and defense. And if there's an opportunity to stop a guy or, you know, or hurt Ramirez, then you do that. You know what I'm saying? But you take what they give you. You know what I'm saying? That's what I expect from Devin Haney, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. Contender regime boxing. I'll holler at y'all boys, man.